Today's the Zeall Show episode 46. This is the real-time rant. Real-time rant, what is it about? Basically on my Tuesdays, my time at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, I usually will, actually every single day I will read the news from anything in crypto, from the price standpoint or from the political standpoint. And also because I also run a company that helps other companies to get licensing. So from a regulation standpoint, but I won't bore you with all the regulatory stuff in this show. And also, yeah, I use this chance to actually talk about my thoughts, say my opinions out, and see where things are today. It's not just on the Zeall Show real-time rant on my Tuesdays. I also have a podcast with OGs from the industry, from crypto to fintech, and people that are basically in the trenches in the tech space, right? That's on Thursdays. My schedule is full all the way to mid-June. And I know that guests that want to come on. But when there's openings that I know guests want to come on, I will really rush them through. But if you do have people that you think should come on to the show, please ask them to come. And if you want to know what the format is, please head over to my YouTube channel. It's just youtube.com/@AnsonZeall, ANSONZEALL. Okay, once you're there, you'll be able to see how the video structure is. And I don't want it to be like a very formal one. It's literally uncensored, unscripted. I do give some of the curious questions that I may ask, but to the guests. But usually I just let it flow. If it goes off track, just go off track. I want all the guests and also myself to basically speak from the heart. Okay. And yes, from the guys on TikTok, please do subscribe so that I know that there is demand on the TikTok side so that I can continue streaming that. But today I'm really just testing on TikTok. So yes, so I have the Tuesdays, the Thursdays, and I also will have the Fridays for different types of collaboration. Already booked for 29th, although this will be the last one on a Tuesday, with the DeFi Governance Radio on the 29th on a Tuesday. But we will move that to Fridays on a monthly basis. And then I will have also collaborations with other people as well. So it really depends, and we're in the midst of talks. So Thursdays are my flagship podcasts. All the guests that goes on the show, they don't pay me to be on the show. No one ever gets paid on the Thursday show. It's people that I know that have been through the trenches that want to add value to the viewers so that they can learn from them. I can also learn from them as well. But Fridays will be collaborations. There will be promotions and all that, because I still need to sustain the show, right? I can't really do it for free. And Tuesdays is basically all my thoughts. Okay, so basically what's going on today and the updates that I have. And what I'll do is I will then condense this video as well. But I realize editing really takes time, so I'll do the most simple way of condensing. So you also get a 10-minute video of this show. So you get all the major tidbits of what's going on. All right, so let me just go to the link tree. Please do subscribe to my newsletter. For now, it's on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is where I'm getting the traction because a lot of the guests are also on LinkedIn. They're high-level executives. They are people that, again, been through the trenches. But I do copy this newsletter into an article onto my X account as well. You'll be able to see that. Please also join the Zeall Show community as well on X. I have it pinned on my profile. So you can go to my profile here, obviously all the profiles, and then you can go here and just join the group as well. So yeah, so I have my latest episodes here. This is the latest, my feature video on YouTube. This is the condensed video on YouTube. We're having the interview with Zan, a good friend and also a very powerful person in Singapore in the crypto space. Also part of the board of the CFA as well. And then I have the other links. If you support me, buy me a coffee as well. Your coffees actually will help to sustain this channel in the beginning phase. And then I also have my books that I've written. You can also have a look. And also the company that I run that helps company to get licensing scale in regulated markets, as that's majority of my life that I worked on. So you basically will start to understand that I have the Zeall Show and Azentic Nexus. They complement each other. But I guess you watch a few more shows and you understand. Let me open the 6 links. Usually I would have 3 topics on Bitcoin, 3 links on Bitcoin, and 3 links on geopolitics. Okay. Speaking of Bitcoin, I think it's very important that we have a look at the price. Yeah, I haven't looked at the price today. I already know it went crazy the last few days. And it's decoupling, right? I don't know. It's getting very interesting. I haven't seen a phase like this when the S&P 500 and all the normal stock indices go down. Bitcoin is going up. It's now getting more coupled with gold. In the previous episodes, I did talk about this. So the last rant that I had last Tuesday, I drew out 3 main scenarios. Let me open that up. I'm looking at the daily chart now. We have a very big support resistance line. I call it support/resistance. I only put in 2 types of lines on my charts. One are lines that are confirmed to be a resistance and support point for the Bitcoin price. What I mean by that is it's now a resistance, but back then it was a support point. And lines that are trend lines. So I have a trend line that shows as going upwards, showing a trend of least resistance line. And I have 3 scenarios. The best scenario would be that the prices pop up in the next few weeks very swiftly through the 88,000 resistance. And then it comes, maybe goes up to 90, 92, 95, or even 100. We don't know. I'm not predicting. And by the way, all of this is not financial advice. It's for me to articulate for my own investments. Okay. And then it comes down, right? It comes down to back to 88,000, where the resistance now becomes support. And then from there, it goes all the way up. If it is with this scenario, wow, then we are out of the woods with this correction. I think we're really done already. We can move out. Okay, that's scenario 1. Scenario 2, which is still okay. Scenario 2 is still bouncing on the trendline resistance and going up, but it's similar to 1. But the main one is the red line, where we're going up towards 88,000, which is where we are now. Okay, where we are now. Okay, now we need to see whether it will push through hard at 88 or now come back down and back through the trend line of least resistance all the way down to 70 something. Now, I have a monthly chart I also look at that is super accurate. I have a monthly chart here. I put the lines on where the halving events occurred. Not saying it's causal, but every time when halving occurs, prices go up. Okay, don't know. I don't want to make the link. I don't want to make the reasoning. I'm just looking at this through observation. Yeah, so it actually goes up every single time. And since 2012, it has not been broken at all. So if we zoom in to the monthly chart, if it hits even at 63, it comes back down. I'm actually still okay. I still see this as a bull market from the perspective of halving and prices going up. But if it goes below 61 and all the way down, this halving plus the chart going up, this particular observation goes down the drain. But for now, we're still in bull market. Even if it touches around 71, we're still in the bull market. Even if it crosses a little down to even around 60 and then bounces back up, I still consider this as a bull market. So let's see what were the links that the AI told me to talk about. Geopolitics in turmoil, how to manage the impact on your workforce. This is interesting. So what I usually do, I am not the expert in everything. I'm also here to learn. The expert in knowledge to me now is Grok. Grok knows everything inside out. So to make the show fast and move quicker, I usually just paste it in Grok. With all the different types of geopolitics, the employees in a company will have different opinions, right? Some like what Trump does. And when you have different opinions, you may have arguments. And when you have arguments, you may have factions within the company. This is very bad, right? When you're supposed to be in a team with a mission, external factors affect how employees work. This is not good. When it's affecting the employees, then it will affect productivity in the company. So what it's also suggesting for companies now is foster an open dialogue. So it's important for leaders to also not ignore what's happening in the real world, in the geopolitical side of things. Because, for example, if you are not just in crypto, in other industries, if you are shipping goods to the US and so on, tariffs definitely will affect you, right? I have friends that have a company that is based in Hong Kong, manufactures in China. Basically, the whole company has to stop. The tariff situation is still so in flux with China that he can't really continue the business. You can't suddenly adjust your prices up, prices down. You can't do that. So it affects everyone, but that's just an extreme example. But in a company, maybe it's also good, even if it's not official, during lunches and so on, hear your employees out, hear your team out. What are they talking about? It's very important now that we make sure the external news does not affect the productivity of the employees in a company. And also the mental support that you have to give them. For example, factions form, as I say, and some of them might be very minor, some of them may be even bullied. Right? I can remember even in 2016 when I supported Trump, I quit Facebook during that time. Why? I felt literally bullied on Facebook, even by friends. I don't even want to talk anymore. So imagine that also can happen inside a workplace. You don't want to let that affect your most valuable employees that can actually work. So 3 is, this is what Singapore does very well, promoting unity within the company. Singapore promotes it on a country level, but this one we can promote it on a company level. All right, so the next article is on the Wall Street Journal. The title is called Sustainability Investors Eye Defense Stocks as Geopolitical Tensions Rise. So we're now linking the geopolitics of tariffs and all that to defense. As we have seen through multiple sources and through what people are talking about on X, unfortunately, this is not just a tariff war from the US on China. It's on multiple fronts, not just on the economic front, it's on the political front, it's on the cultural front as well. So now, if we look at history, things can be brewed to the point that if it's too serious on the economic front, things can become physical. That was also what happened in World War II, when there were sanctions and tariffs on different countries and a very strong economic sanction on Japan. Japan was pushed to the corner. And then Pearl Harbor happened. Investors may be changing priorities. The interesting part is sustainability-focused investors avoided the defense stocks because of environmental concerns and all that. All these sustainability investors, when it affects their portfolio, when they don't know where it goes, they just go back to the norm. Okay, so these labels is just to make their optics look good. As you can see from here, it really isn't about whether they're being sustainable or not. Because if they really are for the environment, no matter what happens, they should be pushing that narrative rather than going towards trying to mitigate the risk of uncertainty. We'll have the show on Thursday with Zhang Quan. Don't miss this. There's going to be a lot to talk about, from crypto to TradFi to anything DeFi as well. Be sure to be there. So for the people in US, have a good night. And for people in Asia, have a great day ahead. I will see you on Thursday, my time.